Good morning. My update for today is about yesterday, Sunday. We went into church to Prescott, where we used to go to church before, and that was fun to go there, and great service. And we saw our friend Chris, Pastor Chris, that used to be our pastor when we lived in Maricopa. He's not in the ministry anymore, but he helps out at the church there, and we saw him, got to see him. That was really fun. Then we went shopping, had to go to like multiple stores, like three stores, I think. It kind of stresses me out. And then we also had to stop in. One of them was for me because I needed to get an external hard drive because my video library is getting so huge. I was running out of space. So we got that taken care of. And then this morning we had an RV mobile repair guy, Paul, from Paul's RV in Sedona, come out to check a problem we had on our heater. It would come on at night and then just kick off after a couple seconds. So he took a look at it. There's nothing wrong with it. It worked fine. He said what probably was happening was the valve got stuck when it got cool at night. What we might need to do is at some point, if it keeps happening again, get that valve replaced, but for now it's working great. He looked at a couple other things. He didn't even charge us anything. What drew us to him was his little ad in the campground magazine for different things, RV service, and he came out and he has a Jesus fish on there. So we wanted to support a believer. He's Paul's RV service out of Sedona. And he didn't charge us anything. So we just prayed a blessing on him and his son. They were out together. Great guys. They just gave great service. They were out here for something else anyway, stopped by. Didn't even charge us anything. What a blessing he was to us. So we've been having a couple of great days, and it's so fun. We just love this RV camping life.
One of the things I really enjoy about camping life or travel trailer life is that we have days that there is no agenda. That's one of the things I'm learning, is to not be so structured, to be more spontaneous, to be more playful in my life. At home, I tend to be more structured. And of course, when you're traveling, you've got to make reservations and plan because things get booked up. So this learning to be spontaneous is kind of a new concept to me. I love it when it happens, and that's what I'm trying to work on more this summer. The times that we get to not have to go anywhere and be at home is, we can just be in our trailer. It's nice, you take your time getting up. I go walk still in the morning. You don't hurry so fast to shower or for me to put any makeup on because we're going out to meet people. You take your time eating, you have devotions, you work on books that you're reading together, and you just talk. And eventually, maybe by 1 o'clock, let's take a shower, or let's brush our teeth, It's just a really relaxed place to be. The other thing that we just came upon in our travel trailer traveling is an ice maker. Oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever. We bought it yesterday at Costco. We figured it takes about 10 weeks for it to be the same as buying a 7-pound bag of ice 4 times a week that we do here at the campground for $2.50. There's the convenience there, but it also, you tend to not go get it as often. So you tend not to, I'll skip this drink because I really don't have as much ice and I want to save it for my smoothie or whatever, So having this ice maker, it's like I can have ice anytime I want because like every 8 minutes or so, it'll make ice. So it's just, oh my gosh, it has been a game changer for us here as we travel. Yesterday we went into town in Prescott again, and Buzz might tell you more about that, but we went to several stores to buy a few things that we needed to. It's always a little stressful for Buzz when he has to go to more than 2 stores. But when you're eating whole food plant-based and you're trying to have certain things you buy that you can't get anywhere but like at natural grocers or Sprouts, and you might drive to another city that doesn't have that store, you really like want to plan. You know, you're like, I want to buy those to have on hand, because when we run out, we run out. Like I bake muffins before we leave, and I bake corn tortilla chips before we leave. So once we're on the road, unless I get muffins with oil in it, or I stop and make muffins, which I don't, because you have to have the flour, the baking powder, the baking soda, and I just don't bring that when I go on a trip. So I don't make muffins. And I haven't really used the gas oven in our RV, in our travel trailer. So it's like, once the muffins are gone, they're gone, unless we go someplace and they make muffins for us, like our daughters maybe, that doesn't have oil in it. And anyways, all that to say is, that's why I go to several stores. Anywho, that's my thoughts for today.
Well, we contacted our friends, Don and Bev, that live in Sedona, and we got to know them through the Sedona Veg Fest. Notice my shirt? And we said we were out here camping, and they said, let's get together for lunch. So they invited us over to their house. They live near the Red Rock State Park in Sedona, and it's just gorgeous out there. We'd never been out to their house, but it's like up kind of a steep driveway, rocky driveway, and their hill is on top of a hill on the side of the hill there on the mountain, overlooking some red rocks. It's just gorgeous. Their house is just beautiful. We had no idea it was so nice. And they had a great, of course, plant-based lunch for us. And it was just a really fun time. Talking with them, finding out what's going on. Since the Sedona Veg Fest stopped during COVID, and now they've had to pivot and do some more things with their group through Zoom and through different avenues. But it was just a great time to get together with them, and it was so fun. It's just like, I was just inspired. I mean, they're so inspiring and just wonderful folks, so kind and so friendly. And it was just a wonderful time. Well, then we got back from there, and here's an update on our RV heater situation. When I called Paul from Paul's RV, he couldn't find anything wrong with it. Well, so we tried it that night when he came out, and it wouldn't go on again. It still kicked off. So we told him about it, and he came out. He happened to be out here when we were having lunch with Don and Bev. He came by and stopped by and tried replacing the regulator on our RV while we were here. It was on the outside of the RV. So he replaced that and said, did it work? He texted us back. We said, oh, we didn't know. We didn't try it. So it didn't work. So he had to come back again. He came back out this morning to take a look at it with his son, and there's another part that they think that commonly goes bad, a sail switch or something, and you know, he's going to get a replacement for that. So he's going to come back out later today and fix that. So on goes that saga. I told him, this time we'll pay you for his work. But anyway, so that's what's going on around here.
The fun thing about traveling is that you get to meet people that you haven't, I should say you get to reconnect with people that you haven't seen in a while. We got to reconnect with Don and Bev, who started the Sedona Veg Fest here in Sedona, Arizona. We got to go up to their house in the Red Rock, near the Red Rock State Park. Oh my gosh. Just going up their driveway to the house was just magnificent. This house they had built custom. Took them a couple years. Beautiful. You could look over all Red Rock State Park area and where the Verde Valley went. The Verde Valley River went. Verde River. It was just gorgeous. And their home, oh, it inspired me. It inspired me to be more creative when I get back into my own gardens and my own home. So I'm excited. made a beautiful meal for us, quinoa dish with black beans and corn in it and cilantro and a lime and kind of lime and vinegar dressing. Just yummy, and a big salad, of course, along with that. And then a chocolate peanut butter banana ice cream. Oh, was it delicious. The other person we got to meet was Pam Meredith. We haven't seen her since 1982. We were youth leaders at our church, and she was in the youth group. Oh my gosh. And here we are. That many years later, we get to see each other. It was so cool to get caught up, hear about what's going on with her life, and hear about her journeys with her mom and her dad passing away and where her brother lives. It was just, oh, it was wonderful just to catch up. That's one of the things I really enjoy about these travels, is reconnecting with friends and family, which we get to do soon when we get up to Bend. It's just wonderful.
Time for an update on the heater situation. Paul and his son came back out, replaced the sail switch. We tried it that night, and it worked. So we're good on the heater. And then I was hearing a grinding noise sounded like the front left tire of my pickup truck. So I thought, it probably needs a wheel bearing. So I took it in to Big O Tires in Cottonwood. They listened to it and they said, yeah, it sounds like that's what it is. So I had them replace that, fix that. That was good. And then we were able to meet with Sue again, that we met with before, our friend, and her husband. Her husband was out of town, and he met with us, and we went out for dinner. We were going to go back to Adriana's, but Adriana's was closed for a high school graduation ceremony for a family member. It's a family restaurant, so they basically shut down. When the family goes out, they're shut down. So we went to another restaurant. We went back to the Thai restaurant and had a great dinner with Jim and Sue. That was great. And then we also met with our friend Pam that we hadn't seen since 1982. She was in the youth group. When Carol and I were youth leaders, she was in the high school youth group. So she's a few years younger than us, but we haven't seen her since 1982. And so it was great to just catch up with her, an old friend that I don't want to say old, but a longtime friend that we hadn't seen for a long time.
All right, Buzz is out of the trailer so I can do my video diary journal entry for today. Yesterday, we got to go into Cottonwood with our friend Sue, and she took us over to Dead Horse State Park, and we hiked. She took us on different little hikes, trails. Some of them she'd never been on, but we got to enjoy them. Luckily, we didn't see the rattlesnake. Her friend posted that she saw it before, like a day or two before we went. Luckily, we didn't see that rattlesnake or any of the rattlesnake's family or friends. But we got to, that was nice, the marshes, the water going down over the rocks. It was beautiful. We saw Tuzigut. I said that right? No, Tuzigut. And ruins, and we got to see Jerome from afar. Had the big J up there so you could tell where it was. We got to go to the Tavasi Marsh and be on the overlook of the marshes. We walked around some of the lagoons that they had down there and where the campgrounds are. Beautiful campgrounds if you want to go. They have electricity, not sewer, but a dump. But it was a nice place if you want to camp there. And let's see. Oh, we climbed this tree. I climbed this tree. Yeah, I did it. I climbed the tree, the limb that was down. You'll have to see that picture on that one. I did it. It was awesome, even though I'm exhausted today from it all. And then afterwards, we went back to her house. And yes, we got to do laundry. Laundry again. Sue let us do laundry. We tipped her well. And we ate lunch there, had a veggie sub. And we played Farmer's Rummy with Sue and her mother. Now, a lot of rules, and the rules kept coming up as we kept losing. But yeah, it's a fun game. So I think Buzz and I are going to have that in our evenings. We're going to start playing Farmer's Rummy. It's a little bit like Hand and Foot. But overall, it was a really nice day. We came back tired and ready today to get things ready to leave tomorrow to go to Bend, Oregon. So, yeah, stay tuned for more.